Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Charlie, and welcome to Big Ambitions Early Access Point 2. This is just a little bit before you guys get a hold of it. We're going to show you all the new stuff we got going on here. Now, at the moment, not everything that's changed in the game is apparent. I want to go ahead and open up the phone here really quick, and we're going to go to my employees. They changed a little bit of the wording and stuff on certain things. So, like, really important things are considered critical. Some things are now nice to have. And employees are going to start having a new want and demand working their way in here. I'm real quick, though, because I already know this is coming. I'm pretty sure my donut shop is going to complain about not having enough coffee and enough donuts. So, just so that I get this so it doesn't complain later, I'm going to do that. Because I know that's going to happen, all right? I can see into the future, okay? Anyway, I'm going to go over here. The first change I'd like to show you is that they actually have working screens now. So if I go to the Scorpio gaming setup, when you're advancing things by playing video games, watching television, etc., UI has changed slightly, okay? You can play for a certain amount of time, and it will show you what the boost is for a certain number of hours, etc. But while you play, it doesn't just zoom ahead, all right? You get to see that there's stuff going on. Your character actually starts playing these games. Now, in this particular Scorpio gaming setup, your character animation still has a look to him like he's at a desktop PC and not sitting in this. Interior walls also still don't get out of the way. But you can see he's playing that, and you can fast forward time similar to when you were working in Elgato's at the checkout counter. You can do that too. Of course, I can still skip time like the usual as well. This phenomenon also happens on television screens. So I'm going to go over here to the television screen. I'm going to say, hey, I want to watch television for a little while. I'll start watching television, and you can see we get the news, there's like a news story, and then there's, yeah, that's pretty much just the news story. but there's stuff on the televisions now. They actually work, and that's the point, all right? So I thought that was like kind of a nice update too. See, donuts, cups of coffee, huh? I can see into the future, man. All right, so tell you what, let's show you something that's changed with our employees a little bit, okay? We're going to open this. We're going to go to, like, say, 7. Let's just go to, like, 7:30. So we're going to make less money this day than we have been making, because things have been balanced a little bit, okay? Pricing and stuff's been balanced, and how stores work, so we can't make money quite as quickly as we used to. That's good. That's a good thing. But also, your employees now have new desires, and I needed to let time go by in at least one day to have all these things trigger. So some of my employees will require silver health insurance. Oh boy, we have to provide health insurance to people now. And a lot of people like really demand it. It's a very important thing. And other people, not so much. Like this person here, for example, they just like to have no morning shifts, and I can improve their satisfaction there. This person here wants silver health insurance. This person wants gold. All right, so there's a lot of different levels to these things. And so let's talk about how do we go about providing health insurance to our employees now. Well, first, we're going to need to visit Le Hospital. And I'm just going to, yeah, you know what? I'll take the fancy car. Why not? See if they changed any driving. Whew, that radio was up loud, wasn't it? These damn people in their sports cars always got the radio blaring. All right, let's turn this down just a little bit. All right, so let's head over this direction with my car that I totally forgot how to drive. That's a $20,000 collision. I rarely ever drive this thing. Its handling is just weird compared to the other cars. We're looking for the hospital, and I'm pretty sure it was over here, but I think I'm a little bit far away. Right there. Set the destination to the hospital. That guy ran into me, okay? Just ignore that I was in reverse temporarily. That guy ran right into me. Right in my rear end. I'm going to sue so I can afford another Anselmo car. Oh boy, that guy definitely hit me. All right, now obviously I stopped in the middle of an intersection, but he still hit me. Oh my gosh. I really want the handling on this car to change. I really do. All right, let's park this right there with the auto park. Nice free parking near the hospital. Wouldn't that be nice? And we're gonna walk into the hospital, and right next to Mr. Ternity's office, which we don't need yet. Mr. Ternity won't even talk to us. There's this new health insurance manager. Now, at the moment, you have to do this one person at a time, but that's okay for new players and new saves and stuff. You're probably not going to have that many, but I'm trying to integrate the new features into an existing save, and that changes things a little bit. So bear with me. Select HR manager. So how you work with health insurance is you go through your HR managers, and your HR managers have a specific plan that that they're going with. So let's say I wanted to provide gold health insurance to everyone. Well, I could just go through my list and go gold, 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 gold through everyone. Or I could provide a variety of different health insurance plans to different HR managers, and then just make sure that the person that wants a certain plan is being managed by that HR manager. That would be the ideal way to save money. So Bradley Glover, for example, I'll have you be a gold member. Yay. We'll go through another one, and let's say Frederick Bell also offers gold. Oh, isn't he great? He's a great dude. But then maybe Lily James offers silver. Okay, cool. So we got that going. And then maybe Stephen Morgan offers silver as well. Okay, so we just kind of go through the list here. And we have a few of our HR managers will offer a variety of different healthcare plans, okay? So let's say we have 2 of each plan. Now remember, not every employee needs this. So to go down the list and say gold for everyone is gonna waste money. But you can optimally do it that way. So if I go like this, now those plans aren't done yet, by the way. They have to work up a plan and send it to us, okay? So they're not exactly there. At least it doesn't look like they are. Let me double check that. I don't want to say anything that's wrong. Yeah, so health insurance for this manager, contact the hospital, set up a plan. So this guy's not set up yet, but we know that Bradley Glover is gonna have gold. So what we would want to do is make sure that anyone who wants a gold health insurance plan, let's say Charlie Barton, for example, we would want to make sure that he is managed by an HR manager that has that type of coverage. So Charlie Barton would need to be here. So if I assign employees, let's say I take Paige out of here. I need to figure out who manages Charlie, don't I? That might be a difficult thing to do, actually. I can see all their different... Oh, he's right here. Frederick Bell. Actually, Frederick, I believe, was also going to have gold, wasn't he? You know what? It's fine. Here's what we'll do. We'll let them just manage everyone, okay? And then once we have the plans in place, I can see who has their needs met and who doesn't, and I can start shifting people around. In an existing save like this, where you already have a lot of businesses and a lot of employees, this part is probably going to be a relatively monotonous and tedious transition. But when it comes time for the whole game and everyone's starting new saves and all that stuff, I think this is going to be a wonderful addition to the game. Creates additional complexities, additional organizational needs, and your employees have different desires and all these types of things. So there's things that you have to go about managing, and making things more complicated is usually a pretty good thing because it means they're slightly more realistic. Excuse me, I'm driving through this particular intersection. Jeez, don't you see the big bright yellow sports car? That means I have the right of way. Obviously. Jeez, how much is it going to cost me to fix this thing? It's 18 bucks as a fill up. That's pretty generous, actually. This part won't be. Oh, yeah, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Just a casual 23 grand. All right. What else do they do? Oh, okay. So another thing I wanted to do, we're going to do this today because it helps me demonstrate something that I'd like to demonstrate. We are going to buy a new business. Oh boy. And that's another, I don't know, $6,000 worth of damage, probably. We're going to buy a new business today, and that means we're going to need to go through the maps and find a new building. So we've got lots and lots of buildings. And actually, I would like to see my economy view, because I'm willing to bet you that I'm making less money than I used to make. See, Priorities Hell is only making 24,000 now. Okay? Priorities X is still pretty profitable. The original Priorities is still at 315, so we're definitely still kicking out the profits, and that's good. But there is some stuff to be done, okay? So we're going to go to the maps. And one thing I want to find is retail space that's available. And actually, before we even do this, we should take a look at the Market Insider so that we know what the demands for these things are. So there's a new type of store. It's a fruit and vegetable store. In the fruit and vegetable store, self-explanatory. It sells fruits and vegetables, and there's a new wholesaler that goes along with that. So what we want to do is figure out what things are in demand. Well, apples, bananas, tomatoes, carrots, these things don't exist because I just loaded the game and none of these stores were open before. So we can get right down at the what do you call it? The very beginning, right? I know there's another word for that. The very beginning of a new store. So let's say apple, bananas, tomatoes, carrots, lettuce, pears, all these fruits. Okay, so and then obviously there's no vegetables. Well. Okay, yeah, so carrots and that. Yeah, carrots and lettuce are vegetables, yeah. And the botanical fruits, my bad. All right, so here's what we'll do. We're going to open up a fruit and vegetable store in the garment district. Now, I probably could get away with opening it up in all districts. Hell's Kitchen doesn't have one, actually. Midtown, Murray, pretty much anywhere we can choose, there's going to be demand for this. And looks like actually Hell's Kitchen has a huge middle-class population. So maybe we'll do it there. Apples, tomatoes, and carrots seems to be the big thing here. So let's find a place to grab in Hell's Kitchen, okay? So let's highlight Hell's Kitchen. And what we're looking for... Oh, that's Garmin. Sorry, that's Murray Hill. Over here, we're looking for a place. And you know what? This one seems okay. We have 38 and 30, not bad. This one's a little higher. I think I like this one. We're gonna go right next to this bus stop. Ooh, that's nice. Just down the street from the park, and we can go ahead and open this up in the business manager. Just for curious sake, the building's way too expensive. Never mind. We'll go ahead and rent this, and we're gonna start a new business. And I'm just gonna say that this is a fruit and vegetable store. Okay, so we'll select this, and I'm gonna call it Fruity. Hold on. So we have there's a business in the game so far called the Green Salad. I thought that was very blunt and on the nose. So I'm going to call this one the Red Apple. Okay? In the Big Apple. The Red Apple and the Big Apple, okay? Now this is temporarily closed. New little toggle here. Very cool. And what we're going to do is we can set our schedule and get everything lined up the way we want for our schedule, but have it temporarily closed until we're ready to open it. So we have all the schedules and all the things and all the employees are all assigned, blah, 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 and then we open it. I like that much better. So what we'll want to do first, this is not a good logo, is it? We're going to go red, and actually we can go black and have the logo's color be red, and then is there an apple anywhere? Are there any new logos to go with this update? I mean, I guess that kind of... I just want an apple. Just, and probably at the risk of, copyright infringement. Don't make it look like Apple's apple, but, You know what? This is going to be fine. Right here. Here we go. This is the red apple, okay? In green text. That makes sense. And white text. Okay, so there's the red apple. Totally not the same color black, but it's fine. Okay, so we purchased the store. So before we get going and actually making it, we need to go to a new wholesaler that's going to sell us the stuff for that new store type. And that new wholesaler is located down near the harbor, right across from the big docks, Total Produce Trading. It's a wholesale store, and we can go ahead and select this as our destination. It's right there. We already know. So I'm going to just walk in to this new store and look at all this stuff. Oh my goodness, look at all the fresh fruits. Expensive flowers are also in here. Cheap flowers are also in here. That's interesting. Salad, fresh fruit. Yeah, okay. So this is the place we want to go. And we're going to go into the storage closet. This poor guy. And we're going to set up a contract for this to be delivered over that way. All right. And we can have the fresh fruits and vegetables delivered if we wanted to. Or we could just import them from the harbor. So if I go over to my business manager, my purchasing agent, one of these guys is going to be able, right here, Seaside Internationals, Georgina Brown, is going to be able to just take them in. So if you already have an agreement with Seaside Internationals, then the new items, apples, bananas, carrots, lettuce, pears, tomatoes, these are all going to be available here, and we can assign them to various different warehouses and stuff. Now, in this particular save, in this particular save, which I'm an excellent driver in, my warehouse is really full. So it is very unlikely that I'm going to be able to bring in a substantial number of fruits and vegetables because my warehouse is packed, man. I've got just... There's so much stuff in here, and I'm running out of space for anything else, all right? We're keeping a lot of things in stock. I have a spare shelf there, which is interesting, and I have a couple extra spaces here. So I could maybe start keeping less in stock of the other items and make room for that, or I can go get another warehouse. And I kind of, to be honest, like the first option better. So what I think I'm going to do really quickly, you don't have to see all of this. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to say, hey, you know, hot dogs, that's great and all. You don't need this many in stock, all right? So let's real quick cancel the order. And let's say that we keep 3,000 hot dogs, okay? Pizzas, let's say we keep 1,000 pizzas, okay? Burgers, we can have this come down. French fries, let's bring this down to like 3,700, okay? Fresh fruit, yes, fresh fruit there. Frozen fruit. All right, might as well keep it going. Croissants, go down to here. Cups of coffee, we definitely don't need this many, I don't think. So let's take this down to like 10, see if that works. Because we got lots in there. Salad, we'll bring this down to like, say, 11. And so all I'm doing here, right, is making room for other products, other things to be brought in here. So we'll just like this. Okay, now what we want to do, and you can see it, warehouse 1. Now what we want to do is we want to assign the warehouse 1, but I'm going to let a day pass so that we can get some of this existing inventory out of there. Okay. I'm also going to go in and I'm going to do this with all the other products too. So like every other product, because it's all one warehouse. Now, some people like to play the game where they have a different warehouse for different items. And that's great, but your costs, your fixed costs are higher than mine, right? So you just have to acknowledge that you are paying a lot more for that ability than I am. Cheap jewelry, expensive jewelry, bring that down to like 2,800. And so all I'm doing again is just making sure that we have adequate space on our shelves for other things in the future. Yeah. All right, so all that's taken care of, but it's going to take a couple of days for inventory to start adjusting because we have to sell the stuff that's in there and then just happen to not order more after we sell it, right? So the next thing we want to do for our new store is start buying some of the appliances and things that are needed, right? Well, we know we need shopping baskets and all that type of stuff. So we can go and pick up some of that stuff, but there's probably going to be some things that we can't get. Now, I think maybe we would go... where's that store at? Where's that? I got to be getting very close to it, right? I bought the Grift, and then over here is Square Appliances, right? That's where it is. It's been a hot minute since I played the game, so I've got to reacquaint myself where it is. I know where they are, kinda, and then I just like, you know, don't play for a month, and then I have to come back and be like, oh right, that store is on this particular street. All right, so let's just go ahead and park across the street here, and we'll get out and we'll walk over here. Hey, I'm walking here right here. All right, so now what we want is these. You have these little area here. These are wooden product crates, all right? These wooden product crates. There's angle display stands. Ooh, fancy. I like this. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a couple of these. Now, I don't know how many we're going to need, right? So I'm just going to order a few. And I believe it's 45th Avenue because it's the only place that isn't... Well, no, that's not entirely true, is it? Well, what's the address of the place I'm going to here? 3rd Avenue is... It's 3rd Avenue, yeah. So we're going 3rd Avenue, okay? The Red Apple. I did name it. Wouldn't it show up as... It would totally show up as the Red Apple in the list, wouldn't it? Red Apple. There it is. Red Apple. And let's have it delivered tomorrow at 10 a.m. All right, now here's the thing. This is really cool. We can add items. These guys who are going to be shipping stuff to my stores, they used to have... And this is not actually the way it was. This is just like my way of reasoning it. They used to use the same 20 item or so vans that you can buy in the very beginning of the game for like $5,000, okay? They used to use those. Each of these stores had one of those to make their deliveries. And that's why the 18 item limit existed. You had 18 items plus the pallet that they're going to put them on and the hand cart that they're going to use to move them into the pallet, okay? That was my logic, okay? That was it, 18 items. Well, we've given them a few extra vans now, and so 54 items is now the new limit, which is cool. So we're going to add one of these. We're going to add, I think, we're going to have, I don't know exactly how many we're going to need here, but I'm going to say we need at least, I don't know, 10 of these. I assume the angled ones can hold different stuff than the flat wooden displays can do. Maybe we'll do 8 of these and 8 of these. I don't exactly know what we need, right? Drinks fridges, we'll take 2 of those. Shopping baskets, we'll take 2 of those. A lot of storage shelves we're going to need. So let's put, like, I don't know. I haven't actually seen the interior of the store, so maybe I should hold off on exactly how many shelves we're going to have. We have a digital scale. They need in order to weigh things. Probably we'll need 2 of those. And then a wooden product crate here, which I don't know how many we need there. So I'm going to grab 8 of those too because I can. I don't want to go back and do it over again. So we'll just have a whole bunch of stuff delivered to us, okay? All of that, I believe, is it. Of course, I can add new things and sell different types of things in the stores as well. But I think that is going to do it for my order. So we have all these things now being able to get delivered at the exact same, at the time we need, which is tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Okie day. I don't have to wait in line. I don't have to bring them to me. They are going to deliver them to me, okay? That's how this works. You deliver to me. Okay, so it's the next day, and here's the red apple, and here's our big-ass pallet. There's a whole lot of stuff on there. Oh, big pallets now. Okay, so in the interior of the store, looks pretty good, actually. There's actually like a nice little floor pattern in here. I sort of like it, although it does look, it's got some bit of damage and stuff, so maybe this is not supposed to look good. Maybe perhaps this is not what good looks like. It just looks different than what I'm used to, that's all. All right, so we're gonna come out with a hand cart, and we just go ahead and manage storage, and let's go ahead and grab a couple of the things. How about we grab some of these things? Now, still Ford item limit for a hand cart, but you can still get a free hand cart every single time you enter the building. And so really, you get like infinite hand carts, so it's not that bad. But I still recommend, if you're gonna set up a big business, especially with a big building, I still recommend you hop in a taxi with an IKEA cart and just have it in here with one item on it, and it'll stay there ready to go for your pallets. All right, so let's just I'll grab these wooden pallets here. Okay, so I don't exactly know, like I said, how many of these I'm gonna need. And so what I thought I'd do is I just place one. So just place one of these down like this. All right, angled display stand. And if I go into the business manager, when we go to red apple, customer capacity has not changed. That's interesting. Shall we configure you? Ooh, this isn't what I want then. Wooden display stand is not the correct item. I simply thought that this... Oh. So that's not the kind of thing I'm looking for. Angled wooden display table. All right. I'm just going through like the new stuff I haven't actually gone through yet. Oh, interesting. So I can't configure these at all. I wonder what these are for then. Display stand. Flat wooden display stands. I wonder what they're for. If they're not for putting fruits and vegetables on and configuring that way, then what are they for? Huh. All right, well, let's unload this. I mean, I got a lot of money, so I don't really care if I wasted it or anything, but... we'll come over here. Let's grab the wooden product crates. Maybe I need these in conjunction with those. Haven't done any. Ah, that's what it is. Okay. All right. So I need the product crates to go with these. So I can actually use a variety of things. I guess I would use the angled ones by the wall, and then I would use these ones out in the open. See, I knew these were like the thing I needed to use, but I just didn't know how to use them yet. Okay. So we would probably do something like that. I see. This allows me to combine different products on the stands. That's cool. So let's say I wanted to have go with carrots here or something, okay? If I go over to the business manager now and we grab our red apple, one wooden product crate is 15 capacity. So we only need 2 wooden product crates for each product type for a total of... Ooh, hang on. Actually forgot how many products there were in this new store type. I think there's 6 different products, right? Either way, I'm going to need a few more of these product crates and a few less of the actual stands themselves. I don't need quite as many stands, but I would probably do 2 of them there like that, and then we'd do 2 more with something a little bit like related but not quite the same, or I would just put like a whole bunch of one type on here. So maybe this is all carrots. Now maybe these are... Oh, this is still... I want a better interface for like I don't want it to hover like this. I want it to, carrots like that. And I know you can hold Alt and get them hovering like this, but then it's really messy. I kind of just, I don't know. I want a better interface for having a lot of different shelves and stuff right next to each other. I think I would welcome that. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 6 products, not 5. 2 of those for each one. That means 12 of these little storage crates. So I just need more of these, basically. Okay, so this is how I've set up the store. I've just basically unloaded the whole pallet, and this is what I've got so far. Obviously, need a lot more of these wooden product crates to really kind of fill the place out. And again, I have said this a long time in the past. You don't have to do the minimum requirements for every store. Go nuts and decorate. And, if it's like, oh, you only need 4 of these I know, but maybe I want 12 of them in there. All right? That kind of stuff can totally happen. Plus, the more stuff you have out here, then the more, prepared you are for rushes and like busy days and whatever. So you don't need as much in your storeroom over here. If you don't need as much in here, that means you don't need as much in your warehouse. I don't know. It's just like a thing, right? So I need to go and get more of all these things. And I can do that by just giving these various different guys a call. So go Square Appliances, for example, give them a call. And I can say, hey, guys, look, I need a lot more of those things. Can you help me out? How about tomorrow at 10? And then tomorrow at 10, I'd like you to give me, I don't know, let's see, how many more would I need? Let's go with, you know what? I'm just going to go nuts. Let's go 30 of these things, all right? I think I would also like to have maybe 2 more of these angled ones and 2 more, I'm trying to count, 1, 2, 3. Let's go 3 more of the wooden display stands. And then I want to get the bigger cash registers. I don't want the little ones that we've got now. So I think the only thing left to do is maybe get a couple more storages, and then that's kind of it. So we'll go with 30. I know that's way too many, but I don't really care to count right now. So we'll order that, and we'll have that delivered for us tomorrow. And then I want the bigger cash registers. And I think that the bigger cash registers can be ordered by AJ. Just call AJ really quick and say, hey, AJ, can you... got a new business. And the guy's like, really? Again? Another one? Like, yeah. Sorry to say, it's true. And we have these angled clothing racks now. That's peculiar. Might want to look at those later too. Exit signs. I wonder if that's going to play a role in anything at all. If it's just for looks, or there's some sort of legal requirement to have things like that. I'd love building code and things to be in the game. You have to I don't know, have certain safety features installed. I think the checkout counter can support isn't the checkout counter 30 each or something like that? I think I only need 1. Pretty sure I only need 1 of these. And then we can do product panels. If we want to sell something else that's not fruits and vegetables, maybe I want to sell some gifts and stuff. Oh, I like that idea. Let's get 4 of these product panels, because why not? And shop entrance left and shop entrance right. Now that's interesting too. I don't know. I have to take a look at what these will do too. Let's just buy a couple of them and see what they do. And I think that's probably good for now. There is a large drinks fridge, which didn't exist before too. So maybe I don't need the 2 small ones I have. Maybe I can just deal with one big one. We'll see. We'll see. Have it ordered and have it shipped to us. We'll see. Okay, so one last thing I wanted to do is cover health insurance, because we did get a call from Le Hospital. Here's the thing, though. I went ahead and tried once, just in between the little breaks and recordings here. And because I wanted to know how the negotiation process works, okay? And negotiations, let me tell you something. I'm just slightly underwhelmed by the negotiation system in this. Now, it's brand new. There hasn't been negotiations in the game before, so it'll probably get revised. But these guys do not budge at all. And they don't really give you a chance either. So if you insult them, which is what I did, then they'll just flat out decline you and say, nope, we're not doing this. And so I went in and I was like, hey, wait a minute, $17.75 per employee. That doesn't seem right. I also noticed that Bradley and Frederick both have a different price that I was initially offered. I'm not entirely sure how that price is coming up with. I think maybe it has to do with the employees that are currently being managed by them. And so I think probably what would be best is if you would have a couple of managers in the store that basically had all your insurance coverage and you don't need it for everyone else. And then you would have those HR managers manage only the people that wanted the insurance plan under them, right? And that, if we did that originally, if I set that up ahead of time before I asked these guys for rates, I think I might maybe I'll get better rates, or at the very least, the rates that I would be getting would be again, I don't know how this works because I don't have any like inside knowledge on this. Like, I'm not part of the dev team or anything. Okay. And my voice is on, they've hired me for the voice on their update videos, but I don't actually have anything to do with the game directly, right? So I don't know how this works. So I say this without knowing how it works. But if I put people with these guys that want the insurance and then ask for the quote, perhaps I'm getting more favorable ratings, or maybe it would at least be more accurate to those employees. But let me show you, I'm going to get denied on these gold ones here. Let me show you how the negotiations work, because they don't work very well, in my opinion. So if I don't like 1983, I can say I want to negotiate. And they're like, okay, not satisfied with our offer. Cool. What do you propose? Maybe I'm like, okay, how about 18? Now that's less than $2 per employee per day. But that is also basically a 10% discount. I'm trying to get 10% off on this plan. And they're like, I think you might underestimate the service we're providing. This isn't realistic. I'm like, okay, fine. How about a 5% discount? 5%. Interesting. And that's all I get. I don't get any counter offers. And that's what I'm like, why am I not getting counter offers here? I want to, like, the negotiation process shouldn't be just me barking dollar values and then them going no. And then I say something else and they go no. Because effectively that's what they're saying is no. There's a slightly greener number, which should be implying to me that I'm getting closer. But check this out, 19.6. Okay, this is like, I'm requesting a 1% discount now. And they're saying no. It's not even worth your time to do this. They don't budge at all. There needs to be some kind of give on negotiations, unless if you want to have a negotiating feature, you need to have give on the negotiations. This can't just be punching a number, had them go, interesting, to 5%, and then I go down to 1%, and it doesn't make a noticeable difference at all, right? So now I'm like, okay, how about 19.7? Okay. Oh, still underestimating it? Cool. I asked for 13 cents per person per day off here. That's a very, very modest discount at this point. There is zero incentive for me to try to negotiate this further. Again, remember, I'm asking for 19.7, and their initial offer was 19.83, right? The percentage I'm asking to try to quote unquote negotiate is just, there's no point. You see what I'm saying? There's no point. So there needs to be some revisions done to the negotiation system. Otherwise, this button is pointless. Remove it and just say decline or accept, because it's just going to waste my time, right? So Lily James, if I want to negotiate this one, it's 12.22, right? So let's say I want to negotiate the silver. I'm just going to decline that gold, and I'm not going to do it. Let's say I want to negotiate Lily James's silver here. So it's 12.22. All right. Well, how about instead of 12.22, we do 12? How about that? All right. Not good. So again, I can't even get 20 cents off, right? How about 12.1? Now we have a deal. Good. 12 cents. Great. That's 1%. Right, that's 1% off, pretty much 1% off, right? Maybe slightly less than 1% discount. But like, why negotiate if you're only going to save less than 1% of the price? It's not worth it. So I would recommend just hitting accept, or if you're going to try to negotiate, do it very, very conservatively, to the point where you're basically asking for a 1% discount. Because if you try to ask for like any reasonable number that is in the middle of where you expect, like for example, when they say, hey, how about 1775? And you're like, that seems like a lot. How about 15? 15 was a great starting point. I feel like that's even like if I was going to say, oh, how about we negotiate a price on something? and someone said, okay, 1775, I come down to 15 as my first offer in a negotiation process, I feel like that's incredibly reasonable. I mean, most people would probably go lower than that, right? As their first number, hoping that you work your way back and forth to meet in the middle somewhere. These guys didn't do that at all. These guys took my 15 and said, sorry, I'm not interested, and immediately declined me. They just said no. I didn't get a second offer. So I'm just kind of like, whatever, man. It doesn't work. So anyway, yeah, that's my 2 cents on health insurance at this point, at this stage in the game. We are going to have at least somebody with silver. So what I'm going to do now, and it's going to take a long time to do this because, again, it wouldn't take this long if you're doing this in a brand new save because obviously you're kind of incorporating it throughout the process of having employees. But for someone like me who has an existing save, it has a ton of businesses and a lot of employees already to manage, and each one of these guys having different needs, I need to figure out which ones of these guys want silver and figure out how to get them managed by I'm going to do silver and bronze, and then I'll go back and do golds after this. But silver and bronze are going to get their stuff done today, Wednesday, and then I'll do the gold people either Thursday or Friday before their satisfaction plummets to 0. Okay. And I'm going to have to do that a little bit off through video because the process of doing that back and forth is not interesting content. So give me a second, try to juggle people around with my HR department, and I'll be right back. Okay. This process, I'm sorry, it takes way too long. There is a major issue with how information is displayed and how it's referenced between screens that it's causing this to take an enormous amount of my time. So I'm going to do something that I think I can afford because I've got a lot of money coming in, but this is probably something where I would do it and then I would slowly tweak it over time because doing it all in one go for an existing save like mine, it's just it's a lot of work. So basically, here's the problem right now. We have Albert Collins and Connie Wood, all right? Now, these are 2 of many employees that need silver health insurance. And there's no way to add them to a specific HR representative here in this screen. You have to go back to the business manager. So remember these names, Albert Collins and Connie Wood. All right, so I'm gonna go back to business manager, I'm gonna go over here, HR manager, lots of tabs, and then finally we get to Lily James. And Lily James is the one that has 9 out of 25 right here, right? Okay, so she's the one I've been assigning. Everybody else is unassigned. I need to take everybody off of HR and then start popping them in to the people who are, requiring that level of insurance, right? To minimize costs, I only want to give insurance to the people who require it, right? And I only want to give them the insurance to the level in which they require it. That would be the most optimal way to save costs, right? I've already forgotten the other 2 names. Got to go back. It's like this is the problem right now. All right, here it is. Okay, Albert Collins and Connie Wood. All right, Albert Collins, Connie Wood. So I'd come over here. Albert Collins, Connie Wood. Albert Collins, Connie Wood. Say it over and over again. Albert Collins and Connie Wood. Albert Collins, Connie Wood. Albert Collins and Connie Wood. That's Andrew, okay? Albert Collins and Connie Wood. Okay, now that assigns them to Lily James, who has silver. So this should fulfill their requirements. But notice how there's no option whatsoever to select people who want their health insurance plan, for example. Autofill to the people who want their health insurance plan, or listing health insurance desires on this screen would be super helpful too, right? I would love a column right here that says health insurance, and then you just put a color on this even. Just put like a little bronze thing or a silver thing or a gold thing in another column, and then I can go down the list and be like, okay, you want silver, 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 silver. That would be so much faster. But at the moment, there is no interface that connects those 2 windows. So you have to go back one at a time, 2 at a time, however many names you can remember at a time, and do that. And oh, by the way, they're not in alphabetical order, right? So you can go to an employee name like this and put them in alphabetical order, but if you do that, then they don't align with the order that they are in this window, right? And you can do this if you like to. I mean, sure, you can align it, but the point is I had them correlated, and it is regardless of whether they're in alphabetical order or not, I had them correlated in the exact same order in this list until you assign them, and then once you assign them, then they all go to the top, right? So now it's like assigned and then alphabetical order. And then of course now they're in different orders, right? Because you don't start at the top anymore. It's not a system that's ideal. It definitely needs tweaked. I appreciate the addition of health insurance and sort of the addition of this type of complexity, but it is it's significantly not worth my time. There's a big problem with it. Basically, it's not worth my time. So here's what we're going to do instead. I'm going to go take a taxi cab all the way over to the hospital one more time. Pay that $86. I'm going to go over to my contacts list. I'm going to decline every single offer they have except for Lily. Lily's fine. But I will just decline you, and just have all these offers of decline. So Lily's the only one that has the health insurance, okay, that they're managing. All right. Oh, and I believe I'm not entirely 100% certain on this, but I believe that the health insurance plan that is offered by the HR manager does not apply to that HR manager. So keep that in mind too. So for example, if I go to my current business and I go to ChartRank and I find an HR manager like Bradley Glover, not a good example. Let's try to find Frederick Bell. Here's a good one. Frederick Bell, right? He now has silver health insurance, okay? But he doesn't have this because of the one under him, right? Because he doesn't have insurance under him as an HR manager. He's being managed by Lily James. All right. So if Lily James, for example, required silver health insurance, they actually would not have it right now because this HR manager would need to be covered by another HR manager that has it under them, right? So like they don't cover themselves. That part could potentially be confusing to people as well. So just as a pro tip for you, if you're like wondering that's a thing too. So remember, they get the benefits of the HR manager that is managing them, even if they are an HR manager and they have insurance that's tied to them. They are providing that insurance coverage to the people that they are managing, not themselves. Hopefully that's less confusing than I think it was. Anyway, another thing you can do, right, is request the same insurance for all of your HR managers at once. So like, for example, I've requested bronze for everybody who doesn't already have the silver. And they all come in. Granted, none of these guys are managing any employees, so it's completely arbitrary how they're, handling the pricing and stuff for each one. But all you got to do really is just go through like this person, again, managing no one. It's $10.26, but yet this person also managing no one is $807, $963. So what you want to do is you just have basically an offer to everybody, and then you go through and find whichever one is the cheapest. This is Frederick Bell's the cheapest here, which is interesting since Frederick was also the most expensive for gold. Anyway, so we're going to negotiate with you, and it's, again, 808. Cool. Will you take 8 even? I mean, can I have that? No, I can't even have 8 cents off of this. What a pointless endeavor this is. 802. Thanks, I saved a nickel. Okay, so again, we have some bronze with you. Probably want one more with bronze, I think, and then here, Maxwell Cooper's got 807 here, so let's negotiate. Now, can we get to 8 with you? Right? No. How about 801? That is technically the same dollar, like cent for cent discount the last guy got, right? No. Gonna have to be 802 for you as well, eh? Nah. How about you? Same price. Okay. So I got 2 HR managers with bronze, and then I could just go ahead and decline the remainders. So anyone else who had a higher price, they just get declined. And basically everybody who ends up with a high price here, this person's got the cheapest at $780. You know what? Tell you what, we'll negotiate with Dell here as well. Dell's the better one, right? So let's bring it down to $777. That's 3 cents off. Give me $775. Come on. I can't even have that. $777. That's not perfect, though. Apparently, I'm only allowed to save like 2 cents. Yeah. Well, negotiated. All right. I'm the best negotiator there is. All right. So anyway, that is some health insurance, and most people are disconnected from that now. So now I can call them back, and I can go in and say, okay, I got all my insurance that I want here, right? And so, which I don't. I only have a few HR managers with insurance. So Bradley is offering silver at $11.42 per employee. Okay. Frederick's offering bronze at 802. Lily's got this at 1210. Okay, so Bradley is way cheaper than Lily. So I want to take all of Lily's people and move them to Bradley. Can I do that really simply? No, I can't. I would love to have the option to do that, but I can't. So this process, like I said, is painfully manual at the moment. You basically need to get a pen and paper out and just write the names of whoever you want to move and where you want to move them to. And then switch to this menu, click once, click twice, click 3 times, click 4 times, and begin assigning, right? It ain't worth your time. But you have to do it. Because if you don't, then your employees, their needs aren't going to be met. And as long as you got the other 2, you're good. But in some cases, you're going to find that you've got people who are just like, I don't have the health insurance, and it's very important to me. And then they also now, as of this update, have another need that are not being met either. And so you're really going to have to go through, if you're playing this game alongside me and you're experiencing the new update with HR and health insurance and things, you're going to need to go through and I don't know how many employees you got, but however many it is, you're going to have to go through this and figure out why people's satisfaction is dropping, or you're going to get a mass exodus from your organizations. That's just the way it is. So take the time to do it. You're going to have to. It's not going to feel worth it yet. Or you can put the game down for a while and wait until this process becomes way easier, because I'm sure this is going to be like the number one thing that is being told to him after this update releases, which I think is tomorrow as of recording this. So yeah, that's my feedback on this bit. I'm going to have to do this because I can't continue playing and setting up new businesses while everyone is getting just, satisfaction reductions. So, all right, I've been working all night on my new store, and I've been dealing with insurance stuff. So I'm really tired. All right, but it's almost 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't want to go to bed right now. It's the start of a new day. So what do? Well, I'm here in Chunkin' Donuts. All right, our coffee shop, right? And I'm going to show you guys that one of the other things that had just happened in the new update. If we head inside and we go to the cash register, I can now click this. Well, I'd like to do it, with basically enough time to click. I need to be able to click things, okay? I'd like to go to the cash register. I'm going to click this, and what's going to happen when I click it is I get to do a new action. So instead of starting to work there and assigning myself to this, I can actually do an order. And by ordering, I can get a cup of coffee and maybe a donut. And now I can actually wait in line at my own store and get product from here without paying for it. This is a free action, or in other words, I get free food this way. So you don't really have to go to the grocery store anymore if you really want to stay fed and all that stuff. You could just order it from your own stores now, and it's completely free for you. So consume the donut, get ourselves a little cup of coffee. Of course, it doesn't replace an actual, good night's rest or anything, but it can keep you up a little while longer. That's nice. But I've gone through and I've gotten everybody who wants silver and bronze has been assigned, as far as I know. I might have missed somebody along the way. I have also fired 25 employees. We've been doing a lot of head cutting as well, because there are some people who are programmers at CharWeb who barely make any money, who want gold health insurance, and I'm just not having that. So I've cut a bunch of lawyers, and I cut a bunch of the developers at CharWeb and redid their schedules and everything. So this whole process, there might be a silver lining to it, in that it's also maybe, encouraging me to be a bit more efficient with my businesses and not have as many, lawyers or have as many programmers. That was already going to happen. I was already going to start cutting them. But now that they want health insurance too, well, I got to make sure that the people who want health insurance are going to be making me money, all right? And CharWeb really doesn't make all that much money. So now I need to wait a little while longer. And what street am I on? 4th? On 4th Avenue. So I should be living this direction, I think. Yep, there it is. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer. And we are going to get a call here from Le Hospital in a second. Trying to parallel park There's no auto park feature next to these trash cans and stuff. It's I actually think anywhere there's a fire hydrant should be illegal. That's my opinion. You shouldn't be able to park here. Very realistic. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna just take a quick nap in here, and also need to watch television and play games and all that stuff to keep my happiness up, because people want peaceful work environments, and there's still only one way to give yourself a peaceful work environment, or to give other people, I guess, the peaceful work environment, and that is to keep yourself happy for an extended period of time. So we are going to do that, and I believe it's around noon or so is when they'll call and say, hey, we got some offers here, because I called the hospital already. I wanted to get some quotes on health insurance plans for gold and see which one of my HR managers was going to be a good fit for gold is what I wanted to do. So let's take a look at that now. And we're going to go through this list and just say, okay, whichever one's cheapest. So Stephen Morgan, 1782. All right, 1782 is currently winner. 1771 for Maxwell. And 17 is the winner. Maxwell is the winner. We'll negotiate 1771 down to probably 1765. Probably. Let's see if they'll take 1750. I doubt it. Not realistic. Okay, fair. 55 then. I feel like that is... I feel like we're getting further away with that, right? Like, that's not as green as it used to be. All right, let's do 1762. Oh, is it interesting? Is it now? How about 65? All right. See what I'm saying? I think I've made my piece here. 1769 seems like a deal. Very nice. All right. So now we got to go through, and that was with Maxwell, right? So let's double check. So Bradley's got 25 employees. He's handling silver. Okay, at 1142 per. Frederick Bell is my low-cost bronze. Not actually my lowest-cost bronze, and I actually kind of want to change everyone that Frederick has to someone else, because I believe, let's see, so Bradley Glover is 1142 per employee. Val Stewart is 1120 for silver. So I eventually need to move everybody from Bradley Glover over to Val Stewart. Going to save some money there. No idea why that's a thing. I feel like it's really weird. It's like arbitrary. That person's cheaper. I don't know why. Del Gray, we've got bronze at 1778 as opposed to 802. So again, I need to move these guys, but I needed to get them at least there. Okay, so at least we have everybody covered, and that's how many people I have that wanted bronze, and that's how many people that wanted silver. So now we have another person, and that is Maxwell Cooper, who has gold at 1769. And so now what I got to do is I got to go through all my employees once again. I'm finding it's okay to go through alphabetically. You just have to remember what letter you're on, and then you just remember the names as they go down. You say it over and over again as you shift tabs. That's been the only way that I've been doing it. Maybe that's the old guy way of doing it. Maybe you young kids have a better way. I don't know, but that's how I've been doing it. And so I'll go through the list, and I will basically tick a maximum of 3 names, because my memory is not that good. So maximum of 3 names, and then I'll just read those names back to myself over and over again. And this is how I have to do it. Go through each one and see these details. There's no tab, no way of seeing what they want. And I really think in a future update, there needs to be more information displayed to the player without having to click it, especially when it comes time to have that information be relevant in another tab. So the 3 names I'm going to memorize this time is Andrew Richardson, Brian Brown, Charlie Barton. Right? Now, are there any other Brians? No. Any other Charlies? Yes. So Charlie Barton, no other Brians, and... Andrew Collins. Okay, so we want Andrew Richardson, Brian, and Charlie Barton. 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 Andrew Richardson, Brian, Charlie Barton. Charlie Barton. Charlie Barton. There. The other thing that'll get you on this, which got me for a little bit, and I was trying to figure it out. It didn't take me that long, but... Okay, it's me, okay? Anyway, you'll notice I click Brian Brown right now, and it says he doesn't have health insurance, right? Same thing with Charlie Barton. Doesn't have health insurance. And I'm trying to what? I just assigned you. I don't understand. Be assigned to an HR manager with a gold health insurance partnership. That's what I wanted to do. So why are they not? Well, if you go back over to the business manager, you'll notice that the plan, if any of them really, you'll notice that it says a minimum of 10 employees. Now, what I thought this meant ahead of time is that I will be billed a minimum of 10 employees. So if I have, let's say, 8 covered by this guy, I'm paying for 10, but I'm only covering 8, right? That's what I thought it was going to be. But turns out what it actually means is that this plan does not take effect at all. Nobody has coverage unless there's at least 10 employees covered. So if I have 9 on one of these dudes, then none of those 9 are actually getting the benefits. You have to have one more, and then everybody gets their benefits. I thought that was a little bit weird, but it didn't take me very long to figure it out. So, in other words, if I go to Maxwell Cooper, there's 3 out of 25. You need a minimum of 10. So that means that since there's only 3 covered by this guy, that the people that I've already selected, they don't have it yet. I have to select 7 more, and then all of them will get it. So that's it. Yeah. So Charlotte King. If we go down the list a little bit more, Charlotte King, Connie Wood. I recognize a lot of these names because I've already selected them in here. Okay, so I'm now adding Lloyd Edwards, Lewis Green, and Lydia Jenkins. Now that puts Maxwell at 11 out of 25 employees. And now what you'll see is that once we go over top of that limit, once we go back to Charlie Barton, now you'll see that he has coverage. So again, if you're having this little issue where you're like, how come they don't have coverage? I've added him. What's going on? Well, it's probably because you don't actually have 10 people being managed by that HR manager. So this is another one of those things where you're kind of gated through progression. In other words, you can't start offering health insurance to people until you have a sufficiently large enterprise in that you have enough employees that want that type of insurance, right? So it's about that type too. Now, the other thing you could alternatively do is simply offer insurance or have insurance coverage on people that didn't request it. I suppose that's one way to get around it. You're just simply paying for more, and then you can then swap them out with other people as you get new employees that want that coverage. That would be one way to play it too, although it's a little more expensive to play it that way. Most of the time, I would think, based on how profit works in this game and how much money you can make every day, it's probably worth it for you to do that. Alternatively, just don't hire people who want insurance. Well, we did it. So Victor Rogers and Victoria Garcia are the only ones that left. Victor Rogers, Victoria Garcia. Victor Rogers, Victoria Garcia. Victor Rogers, Victoria Garcia. Victor Rogers, right there. So that's it for golds. All right, so we had 20 people that wanted gold. And that means that everybody who wants insurance has it now. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to all of my dudes here that don't have insurance, and I'm just going to start doing autofill. All right, just fill all of these up. All right, if you don't have insurance assigned, you get filled. All right, at this point, everybody who wants insurance has it. And so I can now go through and again just make sure they don't have any insurance plans that they're requiring, and I'm just going to fill it up until I get everybody full. So Maxwell Cooper, I don't want people assigned to him because he's my gold. I would also like in the UI, again, just other ways for players to have the information at their disposal, because this tiny little thing, I mean, I get it. It's there, but how about we get something next to his name, like a gold badge that says he has gold health insurance, a silver badge next to Val, etc. Right? So that way I can add just another way of really making sure that I see which ones have these things, right? I think I would really like these types of features to be in this game. So Del Gray is somebody that I'd like to transfer people to, so I don't want to do that yet. Steven... All right, that's it. So Stephen Morgan actually has nobody. That's crazy. How do I have too many? You know what probably happened? I think this is what happened. People leveled up while I've been doing this. I've had enough days pass. I think these guys leveled up, and now they can take more people. or something like that, because I have more HR managers than I need now, which is great, I guess. So Lily James, we only have 14, so that's it. Everybody's assigned. So now what I can do is if I go into Val Stewart, silver, 1120, as opposed to 1142, right? Just a little bit of savings. What I could do then is, since I have nobody to assign, all I got to do is go to Bradley, and then I just unassign all. And then I go over to Val again. And now everyone in this list is somebody who needs health insurance, who needs silver, right? So there you go. And then Bradley can have his plan canceled. All right, good. Then I go to Frederick. He's bronze at 802, 24 to 25. But if I go, again, this is Frederick Bell. Sorry, Frederick Bell might be confused with the Dell. So Frederick Bell, Dell Gray, same thing here. He has nobody in the list. But if I take and unassign everybody here, now the only people he can have are people who need health insurance. So same plan, done. Frederick, cancel insurance, good to go. And now I can cut the number of HR managers I have because I don't need as many. I had before, like, people had 15 capacity and stuff, so they must have just leveled up, so which is kind of cool. So I can gut, a few of these different HR managers now if I want to. But what I should see now is that everybody who wants insurance has it, and so my satisfaction numbers, they better start going up because it's been a bit, all right? So let's just kind of let it go a day. We're going to have some orders happening, some deliveries happening, and we're making over $1 million again. But I should now be able to open up my fruit store and everything too. I don't know if I can do it today. I'd have to call the recruiter, right, and get that going. So I suppose I could do that for the next video, just get the recruiter going, because I also want to have every type of business, right? I want to show every type of business. And when I play these games, especially early access titles, I like to showcase what the game has to offer. It's not about just playing it for fun. I feel like I'm supposed to have fun, right? But a part of my job here as someone covering a game is to cover it in its entirety, or at least to see what's possible with it, even if it doesn't make so much sense, even if it's not optimal, is to show a variety of different play styles. So oftentimes I'll just play it before I put a whole lot of thought into it, and then I'll start digging into what I've done and figure out how to fix it, just to kind of show, how different things work. So in this case, we've had lots of different updates and stuff. There is one feature that I will not be showing, not really anyway, and that is the local MP3 feature. You can now put your own MP3s into the game and listen to your own songs, and they'll be integrated into the existing radio stations and stuff. So you'll start hearing your own music that you want to hear while playing your game. For obvious reasons, that can be dangerous for someone like me making videos, but there's plenty of royalty-free music out there, so I could do that. Thing is, though, that doesn't mean anything to me. I might as well just listen to the songs that are in the game, and there are more songs in the game now than there used to be, so it's all good. So real quick, going on satisfaction numbers, I just want to double check here. So we've got a couple people who are very unhappy with their jobs, and this is going to happen too, probably because they've had new things that they want. People are starting to get new demands that they didn't have when I first hired them. So for example, Lydia Jenkins now wants an executive office desk. That wasn't there before. People just simply have new demands. And so one of the other things you're going to have to go through now in this game is you're going to have to go through your employees and figure out how to satisfy all their demands again, because they have even more than they had before. Like, every single one of these employees used to have all their demands met, but now they have 3 instead of 2, and that extra one are things that I didn't account for before. So that's the other thing I'm going to have to be going through and doing in between this video and the next, is just trying to make people happy. Okay, so like for instance, Charlie Johnson here, he's a lawyer at Pryor Convictions, and he's got this whole like critical full time. He also wants a stump mesh chair and office desk, and he wants me to pay him $137 an hour. He wants me to do all these things for him, or I could do this. Bye. Like, I ain't doing all that shit. Let's see, Pax Rogers. Okay, you're a lot more reasonable. A lot of people in Charweb want this large meeting table. So I can satisfy a lot of different people's important needs by doing that. There's also new items now, including the mouse pad, as well as a special graphical tablet for graphic designers, because a graphic design company is something that you can have now too. And we'll be doing that in the next video, where we'll set up a graphic design company. It's very similar to other office jobs, but you now have certain things that you can purchase that can go on individual employees' desks that they want. Things like mouse pad, for example. They don't want to have their mouse on the wood anymore, right? They want a mouse pad. I think that's a reasonable request. It's a nice to have. They don't really need it to be happy, but it's a nice to have. I think these two things, full-time for sure, is something that he'll definitely want. So let's go through the schedule one more time. You're open 6 days a week. I guess I could just open up Saturday and hit it. Right, so I'll just open up Saturday and hit it, and then everybody who is, Sunday, and then anybody who wants the extra hours can now have them. Natalie is the only one that won't get automatically assigned because she's not a cleaner. She's just a regular old. See now they're not. The auto assign's not adhering to what I want. Okay, this person wants full time but doesn't want weekends. Right, now this says no weekends. Nice to have. It's a new request, right? Nice to have. So I don't need to hit that. So she's probably okay the way she is. But if she works this day, I can cut that. She's just no longer full time, and that's critical. So you have to find. There's certain concessions that have to be made sometimes. Okay, Catherine, and working weekends is one of those things you're just gonna have to do. Okay, suck it up. Let's go to Monday real quick. I want to go down to Natalie and just make sure that she has. A couple hours every day should get her to part-time. Doesn't have to be a couple hours every day. Just she needs a few days where she's got 2 hours. Now that we have Sunday open, I guess she needs one less day, but it's fine. As long as we can get her cleaning, and at 10 hours a week, she will be a-okay with that. All right. So that should hopefully help that out. So that's one of the other things I'm going to be doing in between this video and the next. So in the next video, we're going to open up. I'm going to hire some people, right? Because I need to hire more people for the fruit and vegetable store. So we're going to open that up and get that going, because I've got a lot of stuff there. In fact, we might even be able to take a look at that store before we leave in this video. Might be able to take a look at that store because I did have deliveries made there. So it's possible that we can get some of the stuff on the shelves to see what it looks like before we open it up. You can also get the schedule sorted out too, or schedule, depending on where you're from. Is this an auto park spot? Nice. All right, so let's come in here. I should have had a lot of stuff delivered. So this is the way the store looks right now, right? You can see there's lots of different things here. I do need some cheap gifts delivered here as well, and I forgot about that. So I'm gonna go real quick to logistics, and we're gonna go all the way over to the red apple. Here it is, and let's make sure we get cheap gifts. There it is. I actually have these delivered. Let's go. I don't know how many go on the product shelves. Let's just say 400 in stock is fine. And that'll be it. So that'll get delivered tomorrow. But in order to actually get this place working, we got to select what we want to sell there. So there's some carrots over here, and I kind of feel like, we could do some carrots over here again. Like we can do another row of carrots. That's probably fine. So lots and lots of carrots. If I can just get the interface to cooperate. There we go. And then next to the carrots, what makes sense to go next to carrots? What do you think? Lettuce? Lettuce makes sense. We could do some lettuce right through here, and these two, and then maybe some pears over there. And then we have different vegetables and stuff. We could say that there's organic section is along the wall, and then the other stuff is in here, or vice versa. You can have the same products all over the store. Just you can role play that, right? You have the regular and you have the locally grown stuff, the more commercialized, shipped from Guatemala stuff, right? Where's our avocados from Mexico? Where is that stuff? I don't know where that stuff is. By the way, we should totally have avocados in the game. Devs, make it so. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me though. I'll have all this stuff sorted out and have it the way it's gonna look, and we'll get an employee in here. We'll look at the graphic design stuff and any other features that I haven't covered in this video. I'll have to go back and look at it. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. I hope you guys will have a really swell day. Enjoy the sunshine, at least near me. There's a lot of sunshine. So don't just sit inside all day watching video game videos, you slackers. Get out there and enjoy the sun with sunscreen, of course. Obviously, the UV rays, not good for your skin. So don't go out there and say, I want to get a tan. That's always bad for you. Always. It is always bad for you to get a tan. Stop it. You don't need it. Just take care of yourself, okay? Thank you. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.